Hello and welcome to the Peacekeeper Project. My name is Ben. Today I'd like to talk about connection, especially in the sense of human connection. And I'd like to talk about it in a very fundamental and foundational way, in a way that you can use it to help understand yourself and your relationship to other people. So, connection. So when we feel connected to someone, when we're interacting with someone, and we feel connected, there's a feeling of being connected. There's a feeling of closeness. There's a warmth. There's sometimes this intimacy and openness, a sense of there's no barrier between us, and it feels good. And we feel that in our heart. And I'm sure you felt that at some point. So you can recognize that, right? And when we feel connected to someone, and this is important, because when we feel connected to someone, we know how to treat a person. We don't do them harm. We can treat them with respect. We treat them well because they're not separate from us. We can feel that. Even if they have a different opinion of some kind, we can still have that mature conversation and understand each other because we feel connected. Now, to understand connection, we also need to understand disconnection. So when we're interacting with someone and we feel disconnected from them, there's a feeling of separation, a sense of they are separate from us, a sense of distance. And there's different reasons why we can feel disconnected. It could be stress, it could be an emotional reaction to something you're thinking, maybe something they said. And that emotion, that reaction disconnects us from that person, so we don't feel that sense of closeness anymore. But that feeling of disconnection, this feeling of being separate, creates this feeling of you versus me. And this is the foundation for conflict. And this is also important to understand. Because when we feel that you versus me, that is where conflict can start. So that's opposed to that feeling of us that comes with connection, that feeling of us that just feels good. We can work together. Whereas that feeling of you versus me creates that initial sense of conflict where we can start to say anything and do anything because we don't feel close to that person. And this is true for all relationships. It doesn't matter if you're in a close, intimate relationship, maybe it's a close blood relative, brother, sister, parents, children. There's that inherent connection that comes with close friends and family. But that's different to the feeling of connection. Because although we have that close connection, blood connection, when we have a disconnected experience, when an emotional reaction comes up, we can still feel disconnected from that person and we can say and do horrible things, which ultimately we regret later on when we've calmed down and we're in a more calm perspective and we feel more connected because we can feel we might have hurt that person because there's that underlying connection. All right, so this is just a very foundational understanding of connection, and we can go many places from here, and that's my intention. So I'm going to make more videos about connection coming up, and if you'd like to be notified when I release those, then please subscribe to the channel. But how do we make this more practical, like right now? So you can start by using this foundational understanding to understand yourself, to understand that connection and disconnection within yourself. And by understanding, I mean not just mentally, but connecting it to how you feel, the actual feeling and experience of it. Notice how your heart feels, how your energy feels when you feel connected to someone or when you feel disconnected to someone. So when you have a reaction, notice when you have that reaction, how it disconnects you, something closes off. Now, it's not always easy to remember to bring your awareness into yourself when you're having a reaction of some kind, especially if it's an intense reaction. But that doesn't mean it's not possible. It's just about remembering to do it. So if you can, in those moments, feel the intensity of the energy and how it closes you off, creates a disconnection where someone feels separate from you. And then notice how it feels when you feel connected, that feeling of us. Bring it into your body. Notice how that feels. And that's where the real understanding of connection starts. Really feel it in your heart, because the heart really knows this very well. All right, so I think I'm going to leave this one here. But let me know in the comments below. Was this video helpful? Did it make sense? And what questions do you have around the topic of connection, human connection? Let me know in the comments. All right, I'll leave it here. Thank you for being here, and I really appreciate your presence. Until the next time, quiet your mind and live from your heart.